everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and I have a few cross stitch tips for you. I'm going to show you one of the ways I like to thread my needle. So I'm going to pull out a piece of embroidery floss, just one strand, and it's about 1 yard long. Then I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to take the two ends here and put it through the needle. And so I have a loop at one end and then two of the ends of the two ends of the thread together at the other end. I like this particular method because it's real easy to anchor the very first stitch. So you come from the back side, come up, and you don't pull your thread all the way through. And then of course you go up to the other corner up here. Put your needle down through the fabric, through your Aida cloth. Now turn it over, and here is your loop. Pull the needle out, and before you pull it all the way through, put the needle through the loop and pull. And that's how you anchor your first stitch. To complete the stitch, bring your needle up through the lower right hand hole, pull it all the way up, and then to finish it off, go to the upper left hand hole and pull it through. And that's how you anchor your very first stitch. Now in cross stitch, there's multiple ways of doing a row of stitching. If you have a long row with a lot of the same color in it, in other words the same floss, then there is a method in which you do half stitches and then return. Many people like to do just a single full stitch at a time, so they would continue doing one full stitch at a time. So here's what I do when I have a long row with the same color of floss in it. I will just do a half stitch going as far out as I need to go. Then I'll come back up through the lower right hand corner and then go back down through the top left hand corner, and I would go all the way back across here. If you're not familiar with the back stitch, I'm going to go over it quickly here. The back stitch is used to outline a particular part of your cross stitch design. So you start coming up through one hole, and then you're going to go back this way and put it in. So then I would skip over and come up through the next hole and go back and go down through the hole here. And you would keep repeating that all the way around your design. Getting started in cross stitch can be overwhelming if you pick the wrong thing to do. I don't advise beginners buying those really expensive kits. It's very overwhelming. You've got 20 different colors of thread and thousands of stitches to put in. So I recommend beginners start with things like this. This is called 150 itty bitty motifs, and you can get this on Amazon.com. It's made by Leisure Arts, and you've got all of these different designs in there and themes. I'm going to open it up, and inside are the diagrams for doing those little motifs. Over on this side is the suggested colors. Remember, they're just suggested. You don't have to buy what's in here. Most of the time I just use whatever I have on hand. So let me show you a simple project you can do using these motifs. Here is some Aida cloth. I keep all my small pieces that I have left over because they're good for a lot of different projects. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do a simple sachet bag. So for this sachet bag, I'm going to cut my Aida cloth 4 inches this way and 10 inches this way. I used my serger machine to serge the edges here. It binds it. If you don't have a serger machine, You can do it with a regular sewing machine by doing a zigzag stitch. If you don't have a sewing machine, then you can just do a whip stitch. Take needle and thread and just whip around the edges so that they don't unravel. At each end, I wanted to fringe this. So all I did was take a straight pin and I would go in and just pull the threads out, and then I would pull them out. And you could make it as wide as you want. Mine's probably close to 1 inch wide, and again, do that at both ends. Now fold your Aida cloth in half, and then take a ruler to find your center. Once you find your center, just take a fabric marker or a really light pencil mark and just put a mark where your center is. I took one of the little motifs and I centered it. I start right in the center of the design and pick whichever one you like. Now you can just stop there after that, or if you want, you can just do straight rows of stitching around the edge to give it a little border. Take a thin piece of ribbon anywhere from 1/8 of an inch wide to 1/4 of an inch wide. Fold the ribbon in half to find the center, and then go down anywhere from about 1/2 inch down and just back stitch to hold it in place. Then fold it in half. You're folding the front sides together, and then you're going to stitch right along this side up to your fringe and right alongside up here. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can do just really tiny hand stitches to hold your two side edges together. After you've stitched it, then go ahead and turn it front side out. Then it's ready to add whatever potpourri or little scented flowers that you would like, and then you would just bring these together, scrunch it up, and tie it in a bow. And when you're done, it looks like this. The one thing about cross stitch is that they always want you to buy a frame. It's very expensive. The cross stitch designs are not set up to where it's easy to buy a frame. You usually have to buy one that's custom made, and you get very few choices in ready-made frames. So there's a lot of things you could do without framing your designs, and this is one of them. Here is one I did that has a larger design, and in this one it has that back stitch. So you can see how the back stitch can highlight many of the areas on your design. I hope you enjoyed this cross stitch tip. If you're interested in other cross stitch tips, scroll down below your YouTube screen to the description section. You want to click on the down arrow or show more, and you'll see those links appearing. If you're interested in beginner sewing projects, you'll also see a few of those links listed below also. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.